So it is the holiday season, which means Black Friday deals, it means Christmas deals. So if you're looking to get yourself or the musician, content creator in your life a gift, I've decided to put together a list of items that have helped me in my own freelance career as a musician and videographer over 2024. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Steven. I've been freelancing in audio and videography since 2016. None of the items that I'm going to be discussing are sponsored. I've bought all of them with my own money over the past couple of years. I just wanted to bring you a list of things that I found to be the most useful, bang for my buck kind of purchases. So let's start with filming. Probably the single most important purchase that I've made over the past several years has been my key light. The light that I purchased is the RC-120B with the Parabolic Softbox. I've mentioned on the channel before the importance when you are filming to have good quality light in your space. It is affordable. The light and the Parabolic Softbox are a package deal around $300. And I would say that that might be a steeper investment for some people, but to me, it's going to be future-proofing your content by giving you one of the best affordable lights that you can purchase in that range. Next in the filming category, I do have my 50mm Canon f1.8 lens. Now, there's a reason why the Nifty 50 is a staple of most videographers' go bags, because it does a really great job of having this nice zoomed in look. It has really great amount of like bokeh or background blur to it. So if you're looking to get shots of your guitar or your hands really close up for that nice buttery smooth B-roll, this is definitely a lens to look into. However, there is one thing to note, that if you do have a smaller size sensor like an APS-C or a Micro Four Thirds, you do have to account for crop factor. So a 50mm on a full frame sensor is a 50mm. APS-C, you have to get a 32mm. I have my notes right here. And on a Micro Four Thirds, like on a Blackmagic camera, you have to get a 25mm to get the same sort of crop factor. Otherwise, if you put a 50mm on an APS-C size sensor, it's going to be like a 70mm, which means a way closer crop in zoom, and it doesn't look quite the same. The next category we're going to get into is more instrument and music based. And the first item on the list is the Arturia Minilab 3. This keyboard is such a great addition to my songwriting process. It's a small form factor, it fits really well on my desk, and it's very easy for me to just reach over and just dial in a couple of notes on any of the pads or synths that I'm working to layer into my productions. The keys and the pads are very responsive to your touch while you're dialing in any sort of your MIDI tracks, and it also comes with a pretty extensive library of synths and keys that come along with the purchase. As a bonus for anybody who's looking to get into synths or ambient stuff, Venus Theory's Noctua is a free library that you can go and download right now. So just as a bonus for you guys who are looking to get into something simple, but very powerful for your productions. Next on the list, one of my favorite picks of all time has always been the Dunlop Tortex 88 picks. However, recently I've been using the Dunlop Flow picks, which have been really great for especially lead playing. It gives a really nice snap to the strings that the 88s, sometimes I kind of struggle with. Next, we're going to get into the recording and the video software, but first, one of the things that is most important for a studio is your interface. If you are looking for a high quality beginning to intermediate interface, something that is small, form factor, and portable, you're going to want to look into the Audient ID4. This thing has a great mic pre as well as a JFET 1/4" input for guitar players, and it's definitely one of the most user-friendly interfaces that I've ever used. Next up is the Fabfilter Bundle. I probably bought this 8 years ago, and it is still used so universally across all of my recordings, is used all across my video projects, and it is one of the staple tools that I use throughout all of my work. The Pro Q3, the Pro MB, Pro DS, it's all so high quality. There's a reason why you see it in almost every single studio you will ever go into. And I know that Fabfilter doesn't do sales very often, so if you are going to get it on Black Friday, because they do their all bundle at a pretty reasonable price. So let me level with you for a bit here real quick. I hate subscription models. I loathe subscription models, which is why I don't ever use Adobe products. Having to pay a $50 subscription to be able to use a suite of programs where you may or may not even use all of them, to me is absurd. So this is going to be a couple of programs that have a single purchase license for programs that are like 90%, 95% the functionality of Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro. First company is Affinity. They have a relatively inexpensive suite. You can get the Creative Suite for 50% off during Black Friday, and they normally do sales throughout the year. This includes Affinity Publisher, Affinity Designer, and Affinity Photo. You could go with just Affinity Photo and you would have your Photoshop adjacent program, but I do find that having the Creative Suite and access to Affinity Designer and Affinity Publisher that do have some benefits. So finally, let's talk about Blackmagic Design's Davinci Resolve. It is a powerful editor that has only grown in its capabilities over time. I switched over from Premiere Pro to Davinci Resolve several years ago because I had bought a Blackmagic 4K camera and a studio version came with it. And you can buy a standalone license that is perpetual from Blackmagic Design. There is a free version and a paid version. The paid version does have a couple extra bells and whistles, but the free version is a very, very comprehensive video editor. So if you are looking to create content, this is a great avenue to go down. The final category that I'm going to get into is productivity and organization, because any studio that does not have those two things is not going to get anywhere. So Ikea is one of your best friends for organization when it comes to getting your drawers situated, so that way I can have all of my video stuff, my guitar stuff, my recording stuff all organized. Ikea drawers are great. And when it comes to organization of cables, their pegboards are fantastic. And a last minute addition to this list, my wife actually gave this to me a couple of days ago. This is a cube timer. And it's a very simplistic kind of device that's just meant to be on your desk. You flip it over to the number of minutes that you want it to count down from, and it goes. It's super simple. For me, it helps keep me on task because mentally when I'm looking at my workload and sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming, I can flip the timer on and just go until the timer stops, rather than potentially getting distracted by Facebook or Instagram or my phone notifications or whatever. This allows me something to focus my attention on that doesn't really take away from the work that I'm doing. So if you're looking for a simple productivity hack that doesn't really have to do with any sort of apps, because if you have a problem going on your phone, and that's where the app is, then you might also get distracted along the way. So this is just a very simple physical thing to have on your desk that will keep you on task. And that is it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've left links to all of the items in the description down below. And if you liked this sort of content, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know all of the things that you got yourself or your loved ones this holiday season, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Which is just awesome. It's just awesome. Thank you so much for checking out this menu. The final category that I'm going to get into.